Hi folks, it's me Ghost Critic with a comic book review show. Not that many this week, to be fair, and one, as you will see right at the start, I didn't even bother reading yet, so that's not going to be the greatest of reviews, but let's crack on because there's news at the end to tell you. Yes, my comic book guy slipped a comic in to my pull pile this week that he thought I'd want. I didn't. I haven't read it, which kind of tells you how pretty unimpressed I've been with this event so far. It is, of course, it's the one-shot, The Amazing SpiderMan, Ends of the Earth, featuring the Big Hero 6 and Union Jack. It may be really good, but I just haven't been that interested in the event this year for Spider-Man, so I'll get round to reading it. Maybe you liked it, maybe you could tell me, I don't know. It's the kind of mood I'm in. On to something that I can review. Justice League, issue 9, and it's the first part of the villain's journey. This is the start of a new arc. Jeff Johns still on writing and Jim Lee is back on art, so we can all go ooh and ah a few times as we progress through the comic. We have the writer of this Justice League book, Gods Among Men, David Graves. He's written quite a few books. All seem to be pertaining to our Justice League, and he's a sick man. He has been given as much medication, as many operations by the looks of it as is possible, and really this is the end. You get the idea that Justice League could well be at fault for Graves's illness, but he isn't prepared to go and ask for their help. And he starts off by killing his doctor. And that's just in the first 3 pages. Then we get a series of kind of looks at our Justice League and Colonel Trevor. Little snippets of their life, what they're up to. Not a lot really going on. Just those kind of images and little kind of backstories and where they've come from in our new DC universe. It's interesting enough. Probably the most gripping part of it is the end, with our villain starting to take shape, and Colonel Trevor's final decision. I won't spoil it, but things don't look good for the Justice League, though they are clearly unaware, but they have all the parts that will probably make up the whole solution to what is going on. It was an entertaining enough read. Justice League, I know people have had a lot of problems with the since the reboot, but for me it's kind of one of those popcorn movies. You watch it, it's entertaining for what it is. You've probably forgotten about it by the next day. Still not impressed with this backup story of Shazam. It really isn't gripping me, and I could just as easily do without it and have this comic, you know, £1 cheaper. That would be nice, wouldn't it? It's just him at school. The only bit where it kind of picked up was the very end with Dr. Sivana and what happens in his excavation site. Again, if you're reading this already, you're probably enjoying it as much as I am. It's no big, amazing thing, but still, it's worth reading. It's enjoyable. A .1 issue, another pointless .1 issue, because it's just a story. It could be easily issue 7 or issue 8. It's The Incredible Hulk 7.1, and a kind of a little bit of a fallout from the end of last issue, where apparently Banner is no more, and She-Hulk Betty is not happy. What has the Hulk done with Banner? She clearly doesn't believe he's gone, and they have this huge smackdown. While they're having this, you've got little bits with the Von Doom lady. Is it Amanda? It's Amanda. She's let Hulk go free and telling him, you know, this is the first time you think you've been free. You are your own guy now. Go out there, do whatever you feel you've missed by having Banner hold you back. And so, I mean, the artwork in this by Paolo and Martin, there is a kind of humorous element to the artwork, and it's played out to the fullest in this kind of double panelled page of everything the Hulk gets up to now he's a free man. It's very humorous. There's, you know, looks breaking that whole fourth wall, looking right out at the reader. It's nice. I like it. While this big huge fight's going on between Hulk and She-Hulk, there's a guy who's trying to rob a bank. But he's not robbing banks for the money. If I can get a nice enough shot of him, you might understand what he's trying to steal. Might be able to see that. Sorry about the glare. But we have a supervillain with a big eyeball for a head. Guess what he's trying to steal? Yeah, he is after eyeballs. He seems to think this is going to be his big plan, and a little bit of snippet about his revenge on Ghost Rider is thrown in there. But he sees Hulk and he sees She-Hulk, and he must have their eyes. Obviously he's thoroughly outmatched by the two, but he looks into their eyes and he has a few truths to tell, and a few kind of subtle hints, or maybe not so subtle, about future storylines. The idea of Banner or the Hulk being the monster. It was a very good read. The end, a transformation occurs and you're like, who is that? I can't wait for the next issue. Thoroughly recommend you pick up The Incredible Hulk, this new series. I've never been a reader of the Hulk in any of its forms, red, blue, red, orange, grey, whatever. This new Incredible Hulk has got me hooked. From DC, issue 9, and it's Batwoman, and gone is Amy Reeder as the artist, and hello Trevor McCarthy. I'm still digging, I know it's not very popular with a lot of you out there, but I am still digging the way this story is being shown. The backwards and forwards through time. They're showing just little snippets of a story from the past, to the now, to the point of view of Batwoman, to the point of view of, say, one of the other characters. Can't remember any of the names. The problem that is occurring to me now is, we've had 3 different artists on this book now. We've had J.H. Williams III, we've had Amy Reeder, and now we've got Trevor McCarthy. But it still feels like the 2 later artists are trying to somewhat ape and mimic William III's artwork style. Yes, those kind of skewed panels, the way they're shaped around the page, and the sigil of the Batwoman, the symbol of it. Yes, we've seen it. It's been done now. You are a new artist. Show us what you can do, what you can bring to the comic. We'll get all this back when J.H. Williams takes over the writing and the art again. We'll go back to that style again. We'll get his lush artwork, his interesting panel creations. But you're not Williams. Go and do something of your own. That's just my point of view. I still love it. I still like the title. It's still the story in all its parts, the little bits it throws in there. I'm still really enjoying it, and it's one of my top titles. Definitely a pick up. just squeezed out of pick of the week, and obviously we all know what came out this week, so you know what's going to be pick of the week, but this came so close. It's Daredevil issue 13. Now, if you have been reading the crossover with Punisher and Spider-Man with the Omega effect, at the end of that, when the plan really hadn't gone to plan, Daredevil just said, it's alright, I've got a plan B. Well, this is plan B, and it's fantastic. At first, I thought, this isn't real, it's not the end. I'll get to the end. But when you get to the end, you think, has everything that's just happened? And I think it did. And there was some sort of teleportation device going on. But anyway, why is this comic good? Why should you be picking this up? I mean, if you're a long-term fan of Daredevil and you've been picking up this series before this, you will know that the writers that have been writing Daredevil, whether it be Bendis, whether it be Brubaker, and the guy that completely, is it Diggle? Was it Andy Diggle? I think it was. They really put Daredevil through the ringer. They just beat on him down and down and down. And one of the things that was so great about this was Wade brought this lightness back to Daredevil. A much more bright, Silver Agey kind of superheroics to it. But there's a character here, Foggy, that still does not believe that everything is as light and breezy for Matt as Wade is portraying. To the point where, you know, Foggy's gone to a psychiatrist to talk about this, and obviously he's rooting around Matt Murdock's things in his office, and he finds something. We don't get to see it. It's a big shock for Foggy. That's a storyline to come. But yes, we have this in the middle. This hard drive with all the crime data on it that has made Daredevil this like human target for all our baddies, whether it's AIM, whether it's Hydra, whether it's Black Spectre, and he's got to get rid of it. It's an excellent, nice little twist that certainly appears to let Daredevil off the hook and removes that target off his chest for a while. And just when you think everything is okay, then it really hits the fan. I want to say it. I want to make a really bad pun, but it will ruin the end. Go pick this up. It's a brilliant title. Mark Waid hasn't failed me yet. I love it. So of course, you know it. I know it. Everyone blooming well knows it. It's Saga issue 3. It's of course my pick of the week. Oh, Mr. Vaughan, you are creating just one amazing, immersive world for me to throw myself into. To have me at the end of the book literally panting for more. We meet up with the Horrors, which is quite a racist term, so Isabel says on the front. This myth from the inhabitants of the world we're residing in at the moment has given Isabel and all her tribe this name of the Horrors. These are the scary people in the woods that whisk you away. The kind of bogeyman tale you tell your kids to get them to do things. But really, they were just the population, the indigenous population of this planet Cleve that have died. They've got nowhere else to go, and they are protecting their land. So everything that everyone's seen, all these supposed abductions, the scary big eyes, it's just an illusion made by Isabel and her gang to keep people away. These are just kids. They're living, for want of a better word, they're just trying to live their life without, you know, people rooting for it with this war that's going on. The great thing about this book is it's becoming a lot of a mother's tale. This is a woman trying to cope with motherhood at the beginning. You know, this is her first child. She knows absolutely nothing about bringing this child up. You know, it would be hard enough for any mother to bring up a child, but at the same time, she's on the run. Has these weird creatures, these TV head guys who are after her child. You have, you know, 8-legged, naked from the waist up women wanting to kill this baby. You know, so on top of all that, it's a difficult time, and she has to make some serious decisions, and it does affect our little family unit, and our main character here on the front cover, Isabel. We get a little bit more interaction from the Will and the Stork, however you want to say that. I mean S-T-A-L-K, how else can I say Stork? I know it sounds like Stork, the bird, but Scott, give me a break, man. Yes, they have some sort of relationship in the past, but it is a very fraught one. I think they've done the do, but the Will got left behind. As always, this is a mature reader's comic. Obviously, nudity, swearing abounds in this issue. It's just too much. And on top of it, Fiona Stiles, very unique portrayal artistically of all these characters. I just love it. There's nothing like it. And that's it for this week. Just to let you guys know, I am still collecting these, the Ultimate Graphic Novel Collection. I finished this and I need to put a review up of it because yesterday I picked up this. I haven't started it yet. It's a behemoth of a book. There is a lot of pages to get through. And it's, as far as I know, Alan Moore's only dip into the Marvel pool with Captain Britain. So I'm very excited to have a read of that. Never read Captain Britain, A Crooked World. So looking forward to that. But I will get these reviews up as soon as possible. I haven't forgotten about them. I will still do them. Talking of Alan Moore, a nice little segue. I hope you are looking in on our comic book community's set of videos reviewing The Watchmen. If you don't know anything about this, please go on my channel and search for the playlist, Comic Book Community Crossover Watchmen. I've done my intro video. Howler Mouse has done a phenomenal job on issue 1. I've watched half of yours, Agent 42Q, this morning, but then I had to go to work. After this, I'm going to go and have a look at it. I'm sure you've done just a stellar job, though I think you've been a slight bit controversial. But there you go. That's what it's all about. It's views and reviews. And that's me out, folks. If this is your first time here, go and subscribe on that button up there. Give it a thumbs up if you liked it. And if you've got anything to say to me, there's a comment box down there. Take care, folks. Bye.